Sangkuriang and the origin of Tangkuban Paradu. Told in ancient times, there lived a mother named Dayang Sumbai who lived with her son named Sangkuriang. Both of them live in a village with their favorite dog, Tumang. Before living alone with her child, Dayang Sumbai married an incarnation of a god who had been cursed to become an animal and banished to earth. Unbeknownst to them, the three of them actually lived together with Dayang Sumbai's husband and Sangkuriang's papa who turned into the cursed dog earlier. After spending time with his son, Sangkuriang grew into a young man with a charming face and a dashing and strong body. Sangkuriang grew up to be a brave boy who loved to hunt. He was always accompanied by Tumang, who was the incarnation of the dog from his own father. One day, Dayang Sumbai asked Sangkuriang to find her a deer because her mother wanted to eat the deer's liver at that time. Sangkuriang, accompanied by Tumang, hunted into the forest to get the deer as Dayang Sumbai wanted. While in the forest, Sangkuriang saw a deer grazing behind a thicket. Sangkuriang ordered Tumang to chase the deer. However, something strange happened to his pet dog. The usually obedient Tumang now refused Sangkuriang's order to chase the deer. Sangkuriang was angry and said, "If you still don't obey my orders, I will surely kill you." The threat was ignored by Tumang, which made Sangkuriang even more annoyed and angry. Sangkuriang finally killed Tumang and took the dog's heart to give to Dayang Sumbai as a substitute for the deer which he couldn't get. Unbeknownst to Dayang Sumbai, it turned out that the heart her son gave was the heart of her husband who had been killed by their own child. Dayang Sumbai only found out after cooking and eating the liver. How angry Dayang Sumbai was when she found out that it was Tumang's heart that Sangkuriang had given her. Dayang Sumbai then grabbed a dipper made of coconut shell and hit Sangkuriang's head while saying the truth. "Tumang is your papa, Sangkuriang." Getting treatment from Dayang Sumbai like that, Sangkuriang was angry and hurt. He didn't want his mother to do that to him. Sangkuriang thought that Dayang Sumbai loved Tumang more than him. So without saying goodbye, Sangkuriang went to wander to the east. After Sangkuriang's departure, Dayang Sumbai confessed that she was sorry for what she had done to her own son. He also asked the gods for forgiveness for his mistake. Hearing Dayang Sumbai's request, they accepted the apology and bestowed eternal beauty on Dayang Sumbai. On the other hand, Sangkuriang, who continues to wander without a definite purpose, has now grown into an adult man who has a face and body that can attract many women. Unknowingly, after years of wandering, he returned to the place where he was born. Sangkuriang stopped at one of the huts to ask the owner of the hut for drinking water. Without realizing it, he was fascinated by the timeless beauty of Dayang Sumbai. He did not know that the charming-looking woman he met was his own biological mother. The same thing happened to Dayang Sumbai. Seeing the figure of a powerful man in front of her, she did not realize that the man was her own son Sangkuriang. From there grew a sense of sympathy and love, until they finally planned a wedding. Before getting married, Sangkuriang, who changed his name to Gacha, intended to hunt in the forest. Dayang Sumbai also helped Gacha, her future husband, to wear a head covering. How surprised Daang Sunbai was when she saw the wound on her future husband's head. The wound reminded him of his son who had left him long ago. She was very sure that the dashing man who would marry her was her son Sangkuriang. Seeing the scar, Daang Sunbai then told the man that she was Daang Sunbai, the biological parent of Sangkuriang who had been missing for years. However, Sangkuriang, who had been blinded by lust, did not pay attention to Daang Sunbai's explanation and still insisted on marrying her. Sangkuriang, who was determined to still want to marry Daang Sunbai, then proposed to the woman to marry him. To stop the marriage, Daang Sunbai also gave a request as a condition to accept Sangkuriang's proposal. Daang Sunbai made a very heavy request, namely asking Sangkuriang to build a dam on the Sitaram River, and in the lake there was a large boat. However, what made the request difficult was because of Daang Sunbai's words, "Before dawn, both of my requests must have been completed by you." Without hesitation, Sangkuriang agreed to Daang Sunbai's request. "Okay, I will fulfill your request." Sangkuriang started his action to build a boat by cutting down a large tree. Meanwhile, the branches and tree branches needed were piled up until one day it turned into Mount Burangrang. Sangkuriang succeeded in making a large boat. After that, the strong and powerful man called the spirits to help him stem the swift flow of the Sitaram River to make a lake according to Daang Sunbai's request. Everything Sangkuriang did then made Daang Sunbai feel anxious because her work was about to be finished before the day changed. Daang Sunbai was looking for a way to thwart the marriage plan with her own biological child by asking the gods for help. After praying, Daang Sunbai received instructions to spread borarang, a white cloth woven. After that, Daang Sunbai went around and forced the rooster to crow while it was still night. Hearing the sound of the rooster having made a sound, the genies who helped Sangkuriang's work were very frightened when they found out that dawn had arrived. They then disappeared in all directions and left Sangkuriang with his unfinished work. Of course, this made Sangkuriang furious because he felt cheated by his future wife. Sangkuriang believed that the real dawn had not yet arrived and there was still time for him to finish the lake. Sangkuriang was furious by breaking the dam at Sanghyang Tikaro. Then he threw the Sitaram River to the east until it turned into Mount Mangliang. The water that originally filled the lake receded. Sangkuriang then with his magic power kicked the boat that he had made far away and fell face down until it turned into a mountain, which was then called Tangkuban Parahu Mountain. Still in great anger, Sangkuriang, who knew this was all Daang Sunbai's ploy to thwart his marriage with him. The anger that continued to overflow then made Sangkuriang chase Daang Sunbai, who felt scared until she disappeared on a hill. In addition to the boat that turned into Mount Tangkuban Parahu, the hill where Daang Sunbai disappeared was also transformed into Mount Putri. Meanwhile, Sangkuriang, who failed to find Daang Sunbai, finally disappeared into the unseen world.